Hello, everyone. Uh, it's your girl, and let me go ahead and get some things out the way before I start talking. And tonight's sponsor is $5 Jewelry Paradise, and the consultant is Terry Donald. Now, I have her information linked down below. You can check out her web stores. She has a show that comes on the weekends, so you can look at her Facebook page for more information. Now, all that's down below. So I hope you check in and check out her store and peruse, as she says. Well, hello, everyone. Hello. This is Stephanie of YouTube Tips and More. Now, I was watching the game. Sorry. I haven't been feeling well, so I decided to go ahead and jump on and keep my word and do this show for today. Now, I was asked a while back by one of my YouTube sisters. The question was, what's the difference in between collabs and open collabs and closed collabs? Now, there is a lot of information regarding that, and I'm going to just scrape a little bit off the top for today on the collabs. Now, I do have a list of the collabs for the rest of April and May that I do have. I've updated a lot. Your girl's been slacking, I know. But I did update a lot of information that would be coming up. As you can see, I have on my Golden State cap because I am for Golden State and they did win tonight. Hi, Nancy. And your girl has been in the bed because last night I started getting chills. I was so cold, I feel like I was sitting in snow. And then about 10, 15 minutes of that, and all of a sudden I started sweating real bad and getting really hot. Then I took my temperature, and your girl temp was 102. And I could not figure out why my temperature jumped up like that so quick. And but I stayed in bed this morning trying to figure out what is going on with the body. Why did my temp go up and down up so last night? I don't know. But I was feeling a little icky, but I still wanted to get on here and do this show. Now, excuse me. Now, the topic is open and closed collabs. I'm sorry if you hear that ringing. It's the bell at my mom's facility. I have a camera in her room, and every time there's movement, it chimes. Okay. Now, open collabs, as you know, are open for anyone to join that is in their niche or they feel that they can participate in that collaboration. Normally, when you um, participate in an open collaboration, you get more eyes on your channel. You get more people to see you that hadn't known about you before. So that way, that's a good thing when you participate in open collaborations. So if you're a small YouTuber or a new YouTuber and you want eyes on your channel, the best thing to do is to try to jump in on collaborations. And that way, why is it still going also? That way you can get the eyes or the views on your channel that you normally wouldn't have by just trying to do it by yourself. Sometimes collabs can be really great things. And sometimes, being in a group, oh, excuse me, sometimes being in a group and doing, how can I put it? Groups can be good things. Don't get me wrong with that. Groups can be good things. It just depends on the personalities. And sometimes you can be in a group and at first you think the group is okay and everything they're doing is only up and up. And then you find out later on that that's where you shouldn't have been in the first place because of drama. Hi, Stacy. I'm glad you're listening. And sometimes groups can bring a lot of drama and stress on you because they push you to do a certain thing, or they one group and one group um the lady instructed the people that if they participated in her collab that she was doing, they couldn't uh, do certain things. Like if you only have, for instance, you remember those blue and white flower plates that came with the Dollar Tree, where everybody got those? Well, perhaps you only got a setting of 4, and now you have a table that's 6'6". So what you do instead, you take out 2 blue plates that you may have solid blue or blue and white, whichever goes with that pattern, and you kind of mismatch it around so that blue was through the table. Well, her instructions were she didn't want any mismatch plates. She wanted, if you were going to use the blue flower plates, you had to have them all over the table. You couldn't change it up and put a solid blue plate with the flower saucer or the flower plate with a blue saucer. She didn't want that. She wanted it to be a certain way. If yours wasn't like the way she wanted it, she would cut you out of her collab. And I think that's a bit harsh because you don't know people's financial situations. So you can't sit there and push a certain way of designing. Everyone has their own way of doing a tablescape or doing a vignette. Everyone has their own mind, their own creativity, and they think of how they want things to look. They don't go by what all say. Now, the other thing about, now I know the closed collabs was a big misunderstanding for some people. Closed collabs is when a group of people get together and they don't want anybody my tongue is tied. They don't want anyone to participate in this collab but the few they've chosen. Some people do that because I'm just going to be out with it. Some groups do it and it goes well because they have a certain number of people in their group and they may have the numbers and they do a closed collab and people get to see their videos and get ideas. Good. But then some people do it because they say they don't want everybody participating because everybody doesn't decorate like they do, and they'll close it and only include a certain few. Now I've ran into 2 collabs like that. But the other closed collabs I've run into have been a number of people together and they doing it as a team. And that team is doing a collab and they, for everyone to see how their different personalities are as far as decorating. Now, a closed collab can be good and it can be bad. It just depends on the people hosting. And I've learned along the way that it goes both ways on open and closed collabs. Now, one thing also, too, I want to point out to you is that when you're doing an open collab, the wrong thing to do is to try to make everybody use the same cover sheet on the video. The reason being, if I go on YouTube and I'm looking at a video, say blue tablescapes, and it has this certain cover sheet on the thumbnail, then if I see that thumbnail and I see that video, well, I watch that video. But if everybody is using that same thumbnail, you think you've already seen that video, and therefore you don't click on the rest of them. So it's always not a good idea for everyone to use the same thumbnail. It's best that everyone does their own thumbnail so they can get their own individual views on their video. That is not all going with, because I've noticed it. And when I was doing collabs with other groups, I noticed that the views were down when everybody used the same thumbnail. But if everybody uses their own individual thumbnails, then they get the views, because you don't mistakenly say, oh, I've already seen that video. I've already seen that one because I saw it earlier today because it has the same thumbnail. And that's what a lot of mistakes comes in collaborations, is they require you to use the same thumbnail on your video that they come up with. That's not a good idea. You need to be an individual and you want your views as much as they want their views. And using your own thumbnail will make people see that, oh, even though she is participating in this collaboration, this is her video. Because if you all use the same, then everybody's going to say, oh, I've already seen that. And you don't want that. You want to get your views. And another thing I've noticed is when you send out an invitation for a collaboration, if you have the words invitation pending, that means, to me, it means that you're going to invite people individually to be in your collab. If you're not doing a closed collab, invitation pending, that's what it means to me. It means that the collab is closed and you're inviting individuals. Now, if you want it to be an open collab, updates pending or more information coming should be on there. If you're going to put anything, don't put invitation pending, because that means that, to me, it means that your collab is closed and that you're inviting people. That's how I see it. I want to make sure I pointed that out. And also, what else would I think about on collaborations, open and closed collaborations? Sometimes a closed collab can hurt people's feelings. And because if they've always participated in your collaborations and you do this certain collab every year and they look forward to participating in it, and here comes a new year and all of a sudden you say it's closed, it kind of hurts people's feelings a bit. So you have to be careful how you word things and how you introduce them to people. Because if you have a loyal follower and they've been following you on this same collab forever and 5 days, and then all of a sudden now it's closed, it can be a little, why is she switching? Why is she changed up so quick? Why all of a sudden this and that? So you have to be careful on things and how people can perceive your meaning. Now, everybody's not out there to be ugly, but you do run into some people on YouTube sometimes that can be ugly. And you just have to have thick skin on some occasions with YouTubers. Because I've run into, I think, three individuals that had ugly things to say. But they didn't know the whole picture. And then when they found out the whole picture, they felt stupid. Don't jump in on the bandwagon if you don't understand what's going on. And if you don't understand what someone's writing you, because the DMs can be sometimes confusing, if you don't understand that what they're meaning, then message them individually and ask them, hey, what did you mean by such and so? Don't go left, because if you go left, some days I'm going to take you left. I'm going to take you far left, because you might catch me on a day that I'm not in the good spirit. I'd rather you ask me individually, because if I have a question, I'm going to ask. And if you don't want people asking questions about things you post, then don't post. Did I say that? Yes, Stacy, true. Because I've run into 3 individuals that were, and all the time I've been on YouTube, that were just ugly. When I first met them, they seemed nice, kind. They seemed like a good person to do work with. And I didn't mind working with them when they asked me. But then they took 2 words and went to Florida with it. And I didn't appreciate it. And so when I questioned them on it, they started doing really shady stuff. And see, what I learned is this. I used to always ask, I would say, God, why doesn't anybody invite me into being a group? Why I see all these groups forming here and there, and no one asked me to be in a group? And then, you know what he told me? He said, Stephanie, you don't need to be in a group. All groups aren't good groups. And you have enough on your plate already. And you don't need to be in a group. If a group is causing you stress, then you need to walk away from that group. YouTube is not supposed to stress you out. It's supposed to be something that you enjoy doing. What did she say? Denise says, girl, yes, I know, Denise, I was wrong. I shouldn't have said it. Social media is a beast in general. Yes, you really have to be careful and pray about things. Yes, because when I prayed and God told me that you don't need to be in groups, and I was like, well, I think it'd be nice to be included into a group. And he said, no. He said, you don't need to be in a group. He said, one is that a lot of people can't take you asking questions when they say something because you're just not going to take them their word and go with it. Hi, Wendy. You're not going to take, for instance, if they tell you the grass is purple, and I'm going to say, well, grass is green. I don't know why you keep saying it's purple. Well, they get offended by me saying that grass has always been green. So he told me to stay in my place and that groups are not always what you need to be in. So I'm in a makeup group because I love playing in makeup, and we only do one thing once a month. And as far as other groups are concerned, I can't do them because drama, I can't do drama. I'm not gonna do drama. You're not gonna stress me out. You're not gonna sit there and back talk me and talk about me and lie to me to other people to make yourself feel good. I'm not the one. You can catch me on a day where I will grab you and snatch your throat. And then you can catch me on a day where I just say, God bless you, and move on. So it depends on what day you catch me that you come at me sideways. I don't know how many women my age will sit there and let you just talk about them like a dog and not defend themselves. I don't know how many that will do that. If you know one, please send them my way so I can learn from them. I try to be patient with people. I really do. But as far as being in a group and all that drama going on, that backstabbing and backbiting, I tell you something and talk to you in confidence and then come find out you done told my business to 5 other people when I only talk to you. I don't like that. I do not like two-faced people. I feel that if I come to you as an adult and talk to you about something that's going on in the group, then it should be me and you. It shouldn't be me and then you get off the phone with me and you go tell Janice, James, Paul, Linda, whoever else, and then you twist what I say and add your comments in it to make me seem like I'm dogging people out. Because I'm the type that I will call you and talk to you individually. Hi, Lisa. I will call you and talk to you individually. I'm not the one that go and tell Janice and Jane my issue with you. I will contact you. And I think that's one reason why the Lord told me not to get in groups. He told me to get out of them. He said, because it's just a lot that I have going on and I don't have a lot of tolerance for a lot of stuff anymore. I think the older I get, the lower my tolerance level goes. I believe that's what it is. Because when my kids were younger, some of the stuff that goes on with YouTube, it wouldn't have bothered me as much. It wouldn't have set me off. No, let me take that back. I think when I was younger, I think I would have snapped. But I want to reiterate that when you're doing a collab, do not require everyone to have the same thumbnail. Because again, if you require everybody to have the same thumbnail, you're going to lose on views. Everyone should have their own individual thumbnail for their video on the day the video is released. Now, if you require your co-host to do marketing and put out a flyer or a one of those smaller flyers on the community tab for advertisement and on Instagram, that's fine because you're advertising the collaboration or whatever you have coming up and you want people to see those. But also, too, one thing I did not write down, the measurements on a thumbnail. A thumbnail for your video should be 1280 by 720. Okay? 1280 by 720. But I'm finna open up this thing because I want to get the correct measurements for the ones for the community tab. Because that's one thing that's starting to really get on my nerves, is you are posting your thumbnails in your community tab. So when it comes up on the community tab, if you have the community tab space is this big, but you putting the thumbnail up as this big. So what do I see? I only see the middle. And if you're on your phone, you're not going to sit there and keep clicking there to these shrinks so you can see it. You need to fix it to proper size. And the size, please write this down. Please, the proper size for a community tab banner or flyer, whatever you want to call it, is 745 by 720. 745 by 720. That is the right size. That way, when you put it in your community tab, they can see the whole thing. They don't have to keep clicking on it to make it shrink so they can read it. And then when they shrink it, it's too small to make out the words. If you make your community tab flyer 745 by 720, then when you put it in the community tab, I can read everything you put on there. Please write down these numbers. Please. 745 by 720 for a community tab or Instagram or a Facebook flyer. Now, your cover sheet or your thumbnail is 1280 by 720. Please use the right size. Please. Because you make it where it's so hard to read and that people are not getting your message. And you really want them to get your message. Now, I know it might seem like I'm a little one-sided, but this is what I've learned, and this is how I received or I was treated with groups and open collabs since I've been on YouTube. And I'm not saying that everybody is ugly. You will learn who to deal with and who not to deal with while you're on YouTube. I try to help people as much as I can because I don't want people to think that one way is the right way and you get slapped in the face when that person turns on you and says, I was showing you wrong in the first place. I don't want you to go through that hassle. I really want you to be aware of a lot of things that's going on with YouTube. And as I learn them, I share them with you. I do my best to share them with you. And I try to show you, I guess maybe in ways, sometime it may be in your face, but I think sometimes that's the best way to be, just to be upfront and honest with people and get them to understand that collabs are great when you're a smaller channel. But one thing I also to say with a collab, if you have co-hosts, they deserve the same amount of notoriety as your host. You don't put up a video and only name the host and you have co-hosts and you never name them in the video or put them in your description box. That's not fair to them. That's not meaning that they're a co-host. That means you just use them to get views. And that's ugly. I've seen that done several times with a couple of people where they have a lot of co-hosts, but they don't give their co-host credit. What did she say? Say thumbnail measurements again. The thumbnail measurements are 7. I'll type them in, Stacy. Ooh, where's my mouse? I have 2 monitors, and sometimes I forget these things. It's 2 monitors. No, that's not it. Boo, boo, boo. Here it is. Okay. Let me put them over here in a box. Okay. Thumbnail measurements. Okay. So those are your sizes for your thumbnails. For your cover of your video, it should be 1280 by 720. And then the flyers for your community tab, and also they could be placed on Instagram and Facebook. Those, oh, I put that number in there wrong. Let me change that. I need to delete that because I did that wrong right there. That is wrong. I've typed in too many numbers. 745 by 720. The thumbnails for community tabs should be 745 by 720. I typed too fast on the ones up above. So the community tab size should be 745 by 720. Well, 1920 and 1080, that's really, really huge. Even if I go to the set parameters for one, let me go over here and do a blank one. And I'll pull up the measurements. Okay, the blank one even states 720, 1280 to 720. Those are, and I've been using that one since I started YouTube. A YouTuber that I followed, oh my God, I think she had may been the first person I ever looked at for makeup, and she gave out the thumbnail measurements. And I wrote that down, and I said, I'm gonna have to remember that so when I get ready to do my channel, I will have the right measurements. And it's 1280 by 720. That is the size for a thumbnail. When you make it 1920 to 1080, that 1920 makes it a whole lot wider than it should be. It should be 1280 to 720. You're welcome, Lisa. Now, again, I do have the collabs for the rest of April and the ones for May that I have received. So I'm going to share those with y'all. And if y'all see any errors or mistakes, please let a girl know if there's any errors or any missing. Now I've added an additional time zone. I have Mountain, Central, Eastern, and Pacific. So please be aware of your time zone. Also, please check with the host and co-host of each collab for more details. Now, on the 23rd today, we have Fit for Life Healthy Cooking. It's hosted by Anna at the Grace Lifestyle DIY and Home Decor and Home. On the 23rd, we have the Sundays YouTube Live with Penny, and the host is Penny at Penny's Lifestyle Living. On the 23rd, we have What Would You Make? And it is hosted by OK at Home DIY and Connie's Creative Creations. They host this on the fourth Sunday of every month. On the 25th, we have 1 hour of power declutter, and it's hosted by Jessica at Jessica Myros. She does this on the first Tuesday and the last Tuesday of the month. On the 25th, we have Spring Front Porch Refresh Collab, and it's hosted by Marlene's How To's and Penny's Lifestyle Living. On the 25th, we have Tablescape Tuesdays, and it's hosted by Anna at the Grace Life DIY and Home Decor and Courtney at Amethyst Adventures. They do this every Tuesday. On the 25th, we have Wednesday's Cozy Corner Tea Party. It's hosted by Grandma Sandy, and she's upload your video at any time because of international channels. Now, on the 26th, we have the upcoming event that will start in May. Now, this will be hosted by myself, Stephanie at creativelymsme, Decorating on a Budget, and Tamara at Love My Babies Forever. Now, if you weren't aware, last month we hosted the SWV versus Escape Chat, and if the season finale has already ended, so we will pick it up a new reality show that'll start in May. On the 27th, we have a book club, and it is called Getting to I Do. And this book club is hosted by Wani at Wani's house and Melissa at Melissa Lawrence. Now, we do this weekly book, and it's very good. Again, the book is called Getting to I Do. When we finish this book, Getting to I Do, we already have our second book lined up, and I think we have fun. We talk about some of everything. I think you'll enjoy this. On the 27th, we have Thirsty Thursdays, and it's hosted by Turquoise Dream with Cherie. Now, she does this every Thursday. On the 28th, we have the 4th Friday DIY Challenge, and it's hosted by Juju B DIY and Our Grey House. Now, on the 28th, we have the Dream Team Live, and it's called Dishing with the Divas. And the hosts are Wani at Wani's house, Kenya at Kenya's Decor Corner, Shalomi at the Glamorous Penny Pincher, Felisa at Homebody by Felisa, Shakira at Styles by Shakira, Bree at Modern Living with Bree. Now, what they did on this one, we watched the show on HGTV, The Property Brothers Forever Home. It is on Bravo channel, and we discussed that show. We have a lot of fun because you never know what someone else sees that you don't see. On the 30th, we have Fit for Life Healthy Cooking, and it's hosted by Anna at the Grace Lifestyle DIY and Home Decor. Now, she does this every Sunday where you prepare a healthy meal where you include the recipe in the description. Also on the 30th, we have YouTube Tips and More show, and it's hosted by myself, Stephanie, at YouTube Tips and More. And what I do is I make YouTube a little bit easier for the beginner and the seasoned creator. Now we're going to run into May's collabs. On the 1st of May, we have 5 Under 5 DIY Challenge, and it's hosted by the Crafty Cove DIY and Farm Charm Chick. Yes, I read that slow, tongue twister. And they do this the first Monday of every month. On the 2nd, we have the 1 Hour of Power Declutter, and it's hosted by Jessica Myrose. On the 2nd, we have the Tablescape Tuesday, and it's hosted by Anna at the Grace Life DIY and Home Decor and Courtney of Amethyst Adventures. They do this every Tuesday. On the 3rd, again, it's the upcoming event that starts in May. All right, the 3rd again, we have Wednesdays, Cozy Corner and Tea Party that's hosted by Grandma Sandy. On the 4th, we have the Fairy Garden Thursday, and this is hosted by Grandma Sandy. On the 4th, we have Getting to I Do, the book club, and it's hosted by Wani at Wani's house and Melissa at Melissa Lawrence. I know you'll enjoy this because we go deep into this book, and you'll really enjoy this club. On the 4th, we have Thirsty Thursdays, and it's hosted by Turquoise Dream with Cherie. On the 5th, we have the Dream Team Live, and it's Dishing with the Divas. And our hosts are Wani at Wani's house, Kenya at Kenya's Decor Corner, Shalomi at Glamorous Penny Pincher, Felisa at Homebody by Felisa, Shakita at Style by Shakita, and Bree at Modern Living with Bree. On the 5th, we have Foodie Friday, It's hosted by Small Town 6 and Jessica My Rose. Also on the 5th, we have Fun Time Friday, and it's hosted by the Broke Girls Aesthetics. I cannot say that word every time. It's the first Friday of the month. On the 7th, we have Fit for Life, Healthy Cooking, and it's hosted by Anna at Grace Life Lifestyle Home and Decor. She does this every Sunday. On the 7th, we have YouTube Tips and More, and it's hosted by myself, Stephanie, at YouTube Tips and More, where I make YouTube a little easier for the beginner and the seasoned creator. On the 9th, we have Tablescape Tuesday with Anna at Grace Lifestyle DIY and Home Decor, and Courtney at Amethyst Adventures. On the 10th, we have the upcoming event in May. I'm so ready for that event. It'll be sometime this month in May. And on the 10th, we have Wednesday Cozy Corner Tea Party, and it's hosted by Grandma Sandy. On the 11th, we have the Fairy Garden Thursday, and it's hosted by Grandma Sandy. On the 11th, we're still doing the book club, and I think by this time we might be into our new book. So I'm going to take the title off of this one and just have the book club that is hosted by Wani and Melissa at Wani's house, and Melissa at Melissa Lawrence. I know you'll like her channel. New young upcoming YouTuber. I know you'll like her. I really do. On the 11th, we have Thursdays, and it is hosted by Turquoise Dreaming with Cherie. On the 12th, we have the Dream Team Dishing with the Divas, and the hosts are Wani, Kenya, Shalomi, Florissa, Shakita, and Bree. On the 13th, we have the monthly Thrift Flip Road Trip, and it is hosted by our Green Acres and the Crafting Cousins. They do this on the second Saturday of every month. On the 14th, we have Fit for Life, Healthy Cooking, hosted by Anna, and the Grace Lifestyle DIY and Home Decor. At May 21st, we have Here's Your Crown, Women Supporting Women. It is hosted by Connie at Creative Creations and 6 Kids and a Glue Gun. They do this the third Monday of every month. Next on the 21st, we have Fit for Life, Healthy Cooking. It is hosted by Anna at the Grace Life DIY and Home Decor. Also on the 21st, we have Sundays YouTube Live with Penny, and it's hosted by Penny at Penny's Lifestyle Living. On the 21st, we have Sundays YouTube Live with Penny, and it's hosted by Penny at Penny's Lifestyle Living. Also on the 21st, we also have YouTube Tips and More show, and it's hosted by myself, Stephanie, at YouTube Tips and More. And what I do is I make YouTube easier for the beginner and the more seasoned creator. On the 23rd, we have Tablescape Tuesdays, and it is hosted by Anna at the Grace Life DIY and Home Decor, and Courtney at Amethyst Adventures. Okay, on the 23rd of May, we have the Tablescape Tuesday with Anna at the Grace Life DIY and Home Decor, and Courtney at Amethyst Adventures. On the 24th, we'll still be having that event in May. On the 24th, we have Wednesday's Cozy Corner and Tea Party with Grandma Sandy. Now she said to upload your video anytime because of international channels. On the 24th, and it is hosted by Grandma Sandy. See her channel for more information. On the 25th, we have the book club with Wani at Wani's house and Melissa at Melissa Lawrence. On the 25th, we have Thursday, and it's hosted by Turquoise Dreaming with Cherie. She does this every Thursday. On the 26th, we have the Fourth Friday DIY. It is hosted by Juju B DIY and Our Gray House. On the 26th, we have the Dream Team Live. It is Dishing with the Divas. And your host is Wani, Kenya, Shalomi, Florissa, Shakira, and Bree. On the 26th, we have Let's Go Through the Things We Love the Most and Share. And this is hosted by Jessica Myros. On the 28th, we have Fit for Life for Healthy Cooking by Anna at the Grace Life DIY and Home Decor. Also on the 28th, we have Sunday's YouTube Live with Penny, and our host is Penny at Penny's Lifestyle Living. Also on the 28th, we have What Would You Make? And it is hosted by OK at the Home DIY and Connie Creative Creations. They do this the fourth Sunday of every month. On the 28th, we have YouTube Tips and More show, and it's hosted by myself, Stephanie, at YouTube Tips and More, where I try to make YouTube a little easier for the beginner and the more seasoned creators. Also, on the 30th, we have 1 Hour of Power Declutter, and it's hosted by Jessica at Jessica My Rose. She does this the first Tuesday and the last Tuesday of the month. Also on the 30th, we have the Tablescape Tuesdays, and it is hosted by Anna at the Grace Life DIY and Home Decor and Courtney at Amethyst Adventures. On the 31st, we have the upcoming event for May. On the 31st, we have Wednesday's Cozy Corner and Tea Party, and it's hosted by Grandma Sandy. And that looks like that's all of our challenges for May and the last of April. So again, if you see anything on here that is wrong, the time, date, whatever it may be, please let me know down in the description or email me at creativelymsme@gmail.com. Or if there are any collabs that I did leave off that you are aware of, please let me know so I can add them to this page this goes on my community channel. This goes on my community tab, and also I have the calendar where I upload the things to the calendar. Now, if you're interested in any of the collaborations coming directly to the calendar on your phone, email me at creativelymsme@gmail.com, and I will add you to the list where all the collabs and challenges come to your phone. Okay, so if there are any collabs, like I said, that I didn't get, and if you have some upcoming ones, please email me, because I put them again in my community. I put them in my community tab, and I also put them on the calendar. I try to keep everybody updated as much as I can. Like I said, I try to go and back check, and make sure that some of these collabs are still happening. Some have changed the date and the titles, and I did that recently. It's because I've had so much going on that I hadn't checked, but I am updating those. And as you see, they have been updated on this live. So if anyone has any questions about collaborations, open or closed, or any of the challenges, please let me know in the chat. Give a couple minutes. Let me see what next week's discussion will be. As I said, I was asked this a while back by one of my YouTubers about what's the difference between closed and open collabs, and that's why I made this a topic for today, because sometimes they could be a touchy topic on open and closed collabs. Okay, no one has any questions. So I want to thank everyone that's in the chat for being here with me today and giving me the support. And I also want to thank those who are coming in replay and watching this as well, because you replay people bring it on home for your girl. Now, everything I said is my thoughts and feelings only. So if it offended you, I'm sorry, but that's just how I see it. And that's the only way I can be. Thanks, Deborah. I appreciate it. That way I can put it on the tabs and get everything updated. My mom must be really busy today. She got up and decided she was going to walk out her room, and she needs to be in her wheelchair. So I'm hoping this is them bringing her back to her room. Yep. Miss Busybody. But I appreciate you all being here today. Your girl wasn't feeling too well, but I want to make sure I did this topic because I put it back and put it back. I think 3 times I've moved it for other situations. But I'm trying to be more consistent. Girl, my Stacy, she got up and walked out her room, and I saw her leaving out, and I'm shaking my head. But they brought her back to the room, and they're putting her shoes on because she didn't have any shoes on. So they're getting her set. They're probably going to put her in a chair and take her up front. I like the camera in her room. I can see what's going on. But again, I have my little notes that I used tonight to make sure I touched up on everything I want to talk about as far as open and closed collabs. I think that was it for tonight. And I want to thank everyone. And as I've been learning with Sean Kennel, always try to do 1% more than you did on your last video. Always watch your video and see what you can improve on for the next time. And that's what I do every time I make a video. I try to improve 1% each time. And I want to thank you all for coming. And I'm going to eat dinner. My husband brought dinner because I wasn't feeling well. And I'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye.